Good morning. It's April 2nd, April 3rd, sorry. And there's this show that's on Amazon now called Life's Funniest Moments. And it aired in 2006. And I remember this show specifically because in 2006, I went to the Navy and came home from the Navy. And then I lost my leg in April 2006. And I was very positive. I never let anybody think for a second that I was going to have a negative day. And everyone else knew better. But I was convincing myself on a second to second basis for 10 years from that day that I was not a victim, that everything was okay, that it would get better, that no matter how much negative pressure I felt from the world, there was no excuse. If I failed, I had to deal with it. If it was time to try something new or change my life, I knew right away if I could sustain whatever mundane tasks I was giving myself. And this show, when I got out of the hospital, the first night out of the hospital, me and probably my best friend, my greatest friend, and I mean friend in the sense of what a friend is supposed to do, not in the sense of a friend who owed a loyalty and a commitment to me that went beyond their own personal safety and health hazard. Like, my best friend and I broke up with her over something important to me. She would have never left. And I hadn't got much time alone with her, not in the hospital. Like, literally no time with her. Since, like, the day before my accident, I was always in the hospital with tubes and shit in me. And the night I got home, we stayed at my house, and that show was on TV. And it was really neat because my whole family was there too, and I was like, hey, in the morning when you gotta go to work before everyone's up, let me drive you. I had just lost my leg 2 weeks before. I'm telling you, that's how normalized I had made it seem. I convinced myself when I got home from the hospital, I wouldn't take my meds like everyone is expecting, because I don't believe in what the process is taking away from me. Like, the strength that I would gain and the conditioning I would put my body and mind through naturally would build me into a stronger, more capable being. And the medications suppress all of that. And that would have allowed the mentality of victimization to creep in right away. Anyway, that's what happens to most people. It didn't happen to me. I have that choice. So when I told myself, I'm not going to take my meds. Fuck all of you. I told everyone else I'm not taking my meds. I'm going to hang out for a minute with my friends and family, and then I'm going to rest. And then I'm going to take her to work, and we're going to get alone time to discuss things in the car ride on our relationship. I'm expected to be an NFL prospect, and every one of my friends is holding me accountable to the standard of, like, being the biggest doer and having the most successful life. But none of that was going to be a thing. And I, in my mind, knew my leg was gone right away. And I didn't know if everyone else had quietly lost hope in my profitable lifestyle, in my luxurious imagination. And I lost hope for a moment that if I didn't get time alone with her to discuss these things, that I would be ruining her life by allowing a person to commit their life to me in the darkest sense of creation. And I say that in light of the fact that losing a limb makes you a monster before it makes you the hero. And I say that because the person that you all call a hero for doing something great and being injured, that person hides darkness that destroys popes and pastors and good people. I hope you understand what I mean. It robs a lot of innocent people of a long, healthy lifestyle had they just changed a little bit or put a little bit of distance between themselves and the thing that they gave attention to. What I mean is, this show being on Amazon right now, at this point in my life that I have not discussed with anyone, it feels really great to be here today and see that they put this up here. Find it like it's never been on here before. Because I've survived a lot. And I've survived a lot of me. And the last time I attempted a self-harm was in 2020. And I was virtually successful on the first occasion. And less than 2 weeks later, there was a second occasion because I had convinced the world I was okay again. And that second attempt, although it wasn't as critical as the first one, it was the one that made me open that door to the monster that turns the ministers and the pastors and the good people against innocent people. And I didn't do it to the world, I did it to myself. And I don't mean self-harm. I mean, I opened that door. I opened that door to that monster, that dark deity I call it a deity because I won't label it to give it power. I don't understand it to give it a complacent or a characteristic other than beyond me, but of me, outside my understanding. I opened that door, and for the last fucking 4 years, it has been turmoil, and it has been blossoming. Extremes, radical changes, almost chaotic magnificence. And I never thought I would have those thoughts ever again. I promise you. I lost my brother, my best friend, more than one time, but this last one was the apex of loyalty, commitment, and ownership and understanding between brotherhood. And I didn't crumble. I was a rock for everyone, and it wasn't fake. It was what they needed. It was what I needed. It was what my brothers would have done. It was what we were as a pillar of hope, a beacon of innocent inspiration, authentic, genuine support. And I gave the world that. And I gave myself that because it was given back to me, and I noticed that I didn't have to go back to my old ways to get ahead by force. I could make sure some things went into place subtly. And I have done a lot of that. And it's been like Tetris with emotion and feeling and the definition behind the feeling, and if it's a sensation or an expression that needs to be we're going places. And I can't take that out of the way of where I have to be in life. But when I put those monsters to bed and never felt like that would ever come back to me. Recently, I stopped feeling. I stopped feeling concern. I stopped feeling guilt. I stopped feeling shame. I stopped feeling remorse. I stopped feeling like I understand you all. I stopped feeling like I wanted to understand you all. I stopped feeling like I was hungry. I stopped feeling like I needed to take a walk. I stopped feeling like I needed to breathe or blink or sleep. My brain turned into compete with AI mode and just was waiting for God to turn it off. No sleep for weeks. Functioning, having a job, then didn't have a job, still didn't sleep, still like working out, doing everything I could do to stay busy, not allowing myself to rest or go outside the house and make an impact with other people because I didn't give a fuck. It got to that point where I thought I was gonna kill myself. Not because I wanted to, had a plan, or even considered it an option for what I was going through, but because I did not have say so. Meaning when Jordan, the PTSD bipolar nigga, would say, "Get up, bro, go shower." It'd be 10 hours before I even looked in the fucking mirror in the bathroom on my way to the shower and was like, "Damn, bro, you gotta shave or brush your hair or something." And then when I hear that shit, I'd be like, "Fuck that nigga, man. I'm about to get in the shower, bro." Who's that nigga, bro? I went private manic. And no one saved me. No one helped me. No one reached out to me. No one came to my aid. Except for one person. I'm kidding. If this was a woe is me video, then I wouldn't fucking be here today. I had a lot of people reaching out to me. I had hella fucking love. Great friends. A few specifically. Two off bat, I want to name off bat because I don't know. I feel a hostility in the friendship that's sexy, but dirty, raunchy, fuck you sexy. And that's, I might get his name wrong. I'm kidding. Adam and Lucas. But I did used to call Adam Alex and he never corrected me. And another one, Mandy, Cody, Cheryl, an unexpected friend, but family nonetheless. Alex and the other Alex. I'm really thinking right now. Will Martin, I don't know you very well, nigga, but I know you know some of the people that I know, and I know you know somebody that does respect me after the conversation that him and I had to have. But you a cool motherfucker in my book, bro. Jacqueline, Erica, all of the strangers, all of the fucking strangers on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Instagram, what the fuck? Anyways, I almost lost a battle with manic private suicidal Jordan until I wrote a note to myself when I was aware that I couldn't get out of the chair right away. And I didn't notice the note right away until I noticed there were 16 of these notes in 3 different notebooks around the same area of page where I'd like my last stop point in that book, and I put it away, and there'd just be a note jotted in the corner of the last couple months. Just, why when I want to go to the bathroom do I wait so long? Why when I'm hungry do I always tell myself tomorrow? Why when I'm sleepy do I convince myself I'm waiting on something? And all these little notes, it was just like, what the fuck is going on with my head, man? Why am I telling myself on paper in these notes that I'm rereading to stop sitting in the same place for hours while I have something to do? So I reached out to not only unemployment and welfare, but it's the very second I heard that I had insurance, I scheduled 3 therapy sessions, and case managers, reapplications for Social Security evaluations. It just, I had to have assurance that the one talking to you right now, the version of me that was aware and comprehending and ignoring all of that, wasn't broken. I had to talk to someone that I never met face to face. I had all the control and authority to just tell me that I don't have control of my own free will right now and I needed to be watched. I had to have someone evaluate the logic and rationale that I was presenting to myself in order to change the narrative with that. And I'm gonna add Cedric to the book of the people who inspire me and keep me in hope and faith, unwavering hope and faith. Man, if you knew anything about where we grew up, you would be astonished at who has come from there and what we have been able to overcome. But this show, my 18-year anniversary is coming up for the year of my accident and losing my leg. This show was the last show me and my favorite ex ever sat and watched together. The day my life changed forever, when I got home from that hospital and I wrecked on that bicycle and I broke up with my shorty and I went manic privately, but didn't have any of these same understandings that I have now, coping mechanisms. So shit got bad, but I was so strong I convinced everybody for fucking 9 years in a row that I didn't even need therapy. I mean, I needed it, but I convinced myself that I wasn't going to get it, and I don't give a fuck who told me I needed it. I would have never seen that Amazon had this shit on here today, and I would never be able to have made this 20-minute long video and press play on episode 1 of season 1 of Life's Funniest Moments. Episode 1, A Juggling Act. Life is a fucking juggling act.